Hello, this is Cotton Soups, and welcome back to another Loomian Legacy video. And of course, this video is a short, hopefully a short video, on every starter ranked in the Antlanthian City Part 1. Obviously, this video is going to be recorded before the new Vari evolution, releasing right after the Rainbow Vari event. And I'm gonna say right here, that's a pretty bad business decision. I mean, like, come on guys, you're missing out. You're missing out on extra event time with extra players coming in to see their new Rainbow Vari turning to another Rainbow evolution that is new. What are you guys thinking? Come on. And yeah. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna rank it. I'm gonna rank every Loomian. And I'm gonna be doing this in codation style. If you do not know them, then I don't know what you're doing, but yeah. I'm gonna start off it going up and to down. And yeah. So, first Loomians I want to address is Valkyrie and Searknight. Searknight, you're not going that high, but yeah. First Loomians I want to address is Valkyrie and Searknight. Searknight I want to talk about first, because Searknight is a definition of an A+ tier Loomian. Searknight has it all. It has good bulk, it has good attack, it has good moves that ain't gonna abuse, aka Searing Steel. It has great utility, which I'll be talking about in depth a little bit later. So yeah, Searknight is a good A+ tier Loomian. And for Valkyrie, it's a bit harder for me to place Valkyrie this high, because there's one thing that's stopping me from putting Valkyrie this high, and it is of course the amount of walls in the metagame. I mean, obviously Venolin, Stratosaur, Tyrex, Metatoad, well not Metatoad, but it's something that can deal with it. Chartiki, Malmerk. These are all stuff that are generally paired up together with Barblast. Generally paired up together that are meant to wall as much as possible. And Valkyrie, while Valkyrie can break all of them, well not all of them at once, but it can break these walls, it has a harder time because these walls are paired up with each other. So this means that Valkyrie can't go Unga Bunga anymore. You can't run very smart. Well, you can still run very smart, but you can't set up Magnify anymore and then have something die. I mean, that isn't the metagame anymore. So yeah, Valkyrie has a lot more trouble to deal with now, especially when these guys are here. But it doesn't mean Valkyrie's a bad Loomian. In my opinion, it just makes Valkyrie more better, because Valkyrie became a solo Loomian to more of a team-based Loomian. So you can pair Valkyrie up with other good wall breakers, so you don't have to rely on Valkyrie on your own. This means that Valkyrie is a lot more accessible to other stuff, and while you might try to put the argument of Valkyrie being less powerful as it was before makes it so your team building is limited, so you have to have 2 wall breakers at the minimum, including Valkyrie. I mean, like, 1 other wall breaker, but yeah. So that doesn't mean Valkyrie's bad. I still think it's an A+ tier Loomian. It might be an A tier based on how the meta goes right now, but yeah, it's still an A+ tier Loomian, and that's it. Searknight I'll be talking about quickly, and the main reason why I think that Searknight is great is because of its moves, and most of its moves are very utility based. Raging Flame you can run, which, you know, burns the opponent, and that's pretty great in this meta because, you know, a lot of things in general don't like status, so, you know, this is really great for Searknight. Slapdown, really great because shells are all over the place, pearls are all over the place, boots are all over the place, and Rageful and Clutch plushies are all over the place. So Searknight Slapdown is a lot more viable than it was before, and that makes it really great. Not to mention that Searknight is probably one of the best barb setters in the entire game. Obviously we're excluding Gabademic because that thing is a beast, but yeah, Searknight with barbs, with Slapdown, and a potential Raging Flame is really great. And on top of that, Searknight has good attack. It's not the best, it's not wall breaking level, but Searknight has good attack. It can pressure teams. It can set up barbs. Utility with slapdown, and yeah, that is it. Searknight is an A+ tier Loomian. It's solid. So yeah, Zulong. I kind of want to put Zulong in its own tier. Actually, I'll do that. I'll do exactly that. Let's make a row above. Um, nope. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll name it Clown. Clown. We'll put Zulong here. Alright. End of discussion. Let's go on to Luminami. So, Luminami. Luminami is a bit harder to rank because unlike Valkyrie, these guys, yeah, these guys along with these stuff and this and Harvest Sect as well, why not? So yeah, Luminami, it has to compete with all of these walls. Well, this is arguably not a wall, but still, and also this, but Luminami has to compete with all of these walls in the metagame. Luminami isn't the S tier it was once was. Luminami cannot compete, well, rather, it cannot compete with every wall in the game because it's not like Luminami is instantly better. It's just that all of these walls, they have something special to them that warrants their use. For example, Tundulin. It's a good ice type. Well, not a good ice type, but it's a good Loomian that that doesn't rely on resisting, but it more so relies on its bulk. So Tundulin is a good Loomian to solidly check stuff. Same goes with Venolin. Chartiki has utility and also it's very versatile. Tyrex is a more offensive variant of a wall, as well as Barblast and Swolder. Stratosaur more so offensive than Tyrex. Malmerk, Harvestek, Obsidian, they all have their special resistances. And what does Luminami have? Well, it has pivoting. Yeah, pivoting doesn't sound all too special because stuff like Elephage, got new pivot moves, and Zulong having more pivot moves as well. You know, it's just that pivoting is less valued when the current meta is more of running walls with walls, and hopefully you make a good defensive core. And I'm not saying that Luminami is bad. I'm just saying that Luminami is kind of less valued now, and the biggest reason is probably Barblast, because Barblast is the best wall in the game. There's no doubt about that. So yeah, Luminami is kind of sad, but it doesn't make it a bad Lumin. I'm gonna put it in A- for now. So yeah. Next Lumian, Vesperatu. Vesperatu is kind of weird for me to rank. I'm honestly gonna put it in B+ for now because it does have a similar problem with Valkyrie, that it can't break everything that it sees. Tundulin, Tyrex, Barblast, I guess Harvestek, Obsidian, and Swolder. They're all Loomians that can defensively check or wall Vesperatu. That's not really that great, and for Eclipse is the main reason why Vesperatu is not being used, because with Eclipse, Vesperatu is forced to run Airblade, so it isn't infinitely being a free switch in on Eclipse. And when Eclipse is constantly getting a switch in on the battle for free, that is obviously bad, because with Eclipse now, it's obviously gonna be really hard for your team to gain momentum, and that makes Vesperatu an ultimately worse Lumian. Also, did I mention that Luminami is worse now because of Eclipse being immune to Flash and Flee? Yeah. No, I did not, but whatever. Vesperatu, B+ Lumian. It's kind of good if you use it, but it's not really as much valued as before because Eclipse is being so much used. Last two Lumians, Himber and Tatam. I'll make this quick because I'm gonna keep them in B. Himber is actually still good, in my opinion. Not in others, but yeah. Himber still has potential. It can deal with stuff like Swolder, whatever this is called, Venolin, Harvesect. It can deal with Zeppelin. But the main problem, oh yeah, I can deal with Bar Blast as well. But the main problem is walls are now getting coverage that can hit Himber. For example, this has Water Bomb or whatever it runs, Driving Force, Poison, Mega Punch or Poison, Stratosaur, Metal Blast, Aqua Jaws, or Driving Force actually. And this is probably the most solid Himber check. Chartiki can barter it with Ashes, or it can Fire Breath. So yeah, Himber is still good. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I think the biggest reason that Himber is probably downplayed as much is because why use Himber when you can use better wall breakers like Valkyrie, C.B.O, Wind Tricks, Your Soul. I'm not gonna count Mutagon because yeah, it's Eclipse, Metatoad, Zeppelin, Snagoop, arguably, and I'm missing a lot more. But yeah, why use Himber when you can use all of these strong and powerful Loomians? So it's like Himber is still usable. In my opinion, is actually really great for beginner slash mediocre people. But Himber is just not strong enough to do anything. And yeah, Himber is just not strong enough. It needs another move in order for it to be a little bit better, because Icicle Traps is basically useless. Mudslide is kind of its third move slot, and Yeti's Wrath, in all honesty, is probably a bad move because you're locked into an Earth move, and Stratosaur with Zeppelin, Harvesect, Malmric all resist Earth, and a lot more stuff resists Earth as well. So locking yourself in is not really great. Tatam. Tatam, like I said about Tatam, it needs a stronger plant stab. It cannot function without one, and the fact is it can't be good without one. Tatab is struggling really hard with Harvesect and Bar Blast, so it can't really do much there, as well as Obsidian being common in the metagame, and Chartiki can be used to check Tatab, so yeah, that's kind of hard for it. So yeah, Tatab is not really as great as before, but it definitely still is good. I won't say that it's amazing, but it's a good off-meta pick that most people will not expect. I mean, everyone and their mom will be running Bar Blast, but yeah. So Tatab, in my opinion, is still okay. It can get the job done, but like I said, it's just bad. And why use Tatab when you can use better Lumians, like the Lumians I said with Himber previously mentioned? And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's my tier list of every starter in Loomian Legacy for Antlanthian City Part 1. Let me know your thoughts down below, and honestly, give me your thoughts because I do not know what to make of this current meta. I mean, I know about the other stuff, but just not the starters as much, because you know, the starters are kind of hard to rank when everything is becoming good and everything has their own niche. So without further ado, good night, good day, good afternoon, wherever you are. And I know I messed that one up, but yeah. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and of course, remember, Zulong is still a dumpster fire.